Hey guys, it's Christina Trotta. A few weeks ago, almost months ago now, because time is absolutely flying, I had asked for a recommendation on my newest blog. You know, I usually type everything up, and I figured if a vlog would be more fun. So I kind of did a little bit of prep work where I had done a post of my favorite summer products. So I figured I would utilize those in today's vlog, which is everyday makeup, whether you're in the office or whether you're taking care of the kids. I mean, me personally, when I'm taking care of the kids during the week, I rarely wear makeup because I go to the gym and all of that stuff. But if you are somebody that wants to just be a little bit put together, I figured I would show you guys how I apply my makeup for a natural and kind of like carefree look. One of the most important things to do is I think that during the week, unless you're going out at night, I think staying like matte, no highlighters, little lipstick is okay, but I think it's more about simplicity and just kind of accentuating your features. And then what I can do is I can do a second vlog on kind of more of a nighttime look, you know, just dinner out with the husband or the boyfriend, and then of course wedding look ideas. So right now I'm completely barefaced and extremely hungover. It was my husband's birthday yesterday, and mom and dad can still hang, so excuse the severely dark under eye circles, but I'm going to show you how to cover all that up anyway. This might be a little bit painful to watch in the instance that it's going to take a while, so I'm also going to do kind of like a fast forward through all the steps. But the way that I start is, of course, everybody or anybody that follows me knows that I am crazy about my skincare and taking care of my skin. Even in my complete and total drunken stupor last night, I did my skincare routine, maybe not as neat as I usually do, but I did do it. So my skin is completely clean. I do have on SPF because this is the everyday look. That's why you can see a little bit, I'm a little bit whitish. Zinc tends to wash you out a little bit, but it is imperative, you know, when taking care of your skin. So I used, I'm an unblemished girl, so I used my anti-acne line. I washed, toned, and then applied the medicines. Then applied my oil-free moisturizer with 30 SPF. One of the most important things to do before you start doing your makeup is put on your friggin' eye cream. You're going to be putting on concealer. Concealer usually has a nice longevity, but that being said, about 6 or 8 hours in, you start to crack in here because let's face it, like not all of us are, you know, in their early 20s and have perfect skin. So I have on, I'm actually gonna put it on again for you so you can just see the way I do it. I'm taking my eye cream. Of course, I use Rodan & Fields, but what I do is I just kind of tap it all the way up into here because that's where we're going to place our concealer, and I do my lid, and then the same on the other side. I let that dry out, and while it's drying, I'm going to start working on my eyebrows. You know, if you've ever seen pictures of me with my makeup done, my eyebrows always look freaking awesome. This is what they look like in real life. They're awful. So I like a micro pencil. Now, of course, I am a makeup artist, so I have a pretty steady hand, and it's very easy for me to draw on and do individual hairs. For anybody else that really doesn't have the structure or even the ability to, you know, do a single hair stroke, what you can do, honestly, is just take a shadow that is the closest to your color and fill them in the instance that, like, you take a flat brush and you just kind of just give them a little bit more depth if they're spotty. But this is how I fill in mine, and I'm looking into a mirror over here, so just bear with me. So I always start with the base of the eyebrow, and then I'll draw a few more hairs in here because I'm a little bit sparse in this area. And then I kind of create a little bit more of an arch just because it's the way I like my eyebrows. And I'm a little bit bald up here too, so I'm just gonna fill that out. And it doesn't look like I'm like even doing anything right now, right? But you'd be surprised the difference that just a little bit makes. I don't want my eyebrows to be like perfectly sculpted for an everyday look. I just want them to not look spotty. So you can totally tell the difference between the two eyebrows. And that was like, this was with the micro pencil with the control and kind of doing single strokes. So I'm gonna do it again on this eye. You might not be able to see it, but here we go. And again, I apologize that this isn't like super exciting, but this is how it goes. You asked, you shall receive. It's funny that I don't have music on right now either. I usually can't do makeup or even work. If anybody's ever been in my chair, they know that I cannot work without music on. Okay, boom, done. Natural look. I take the back of the brush. It's a spoolie brush. I'm using a Maybelline micro pencil, like $7. Obsessed with this thing. The only thing that sucks about it is that it is a crayon. So like if you sweat a little bit, it freaking comes off, and then you have like a nice gap in your eyebrow. Okay, brow's done. Okay, simple, right? Now I'm gonna go in. I always do my concealer next. I don't even know how to freaking pronounce this. This is the Tarte concealer. I think it's Maracuja, whatever. This one, love it. I am obviously super tan right now because I'm always outside with the kids. So I'm gonna mix two colors. The rule of thumb with concealer is, especially when you're heavy underneath the eyes like me, you want to go about 2 levels lighter than your skin, just so that you kind of get more of a bright eye look. Because one, you're going to be color correcting. This is deeper, so you want the lighter pigmentation so that it kind of eliminates and does the color correction. And then also it kind of makes it more all about the eyes. So if that doesn't make any sense to you, you're about to see why. So I'm using medium and I'm using tan. That's the colors that I am right now. I really love this concealer, but this packaging is awful. It's very thick and it's an oil base. So you have to like really give a lot of might into it, but to date, this is the best concealer I've ever used. There's also Tarte Shape Tape for you youngins, you 20s. That's really, really great. It has a really good longevity, but for anybody that is over the age of 30, I find that it really cracks in here because it's a long wear. So I'd rather go with the moisture. So anyway, I mixed the 2 colors on my ring fingers, got on my other ring finger this. So the way I apply it is I kind of do, I can actually look in the camera. I do a triangle and I go all the way up into my hairline. And now keep in mind, most of the time that I'm doing this, I have my children flipping out and screaming. So I'm doing this in the car. I like a blender ball with this just because it's such an oil base, and I'm just going to kind of tap it in. This is why moisturizing underneath my eye was so important, because if you just apply this on with no moisture, what's going to happen is the oil and the concealer is going to soak right through your skin and you're going to start to crease. So I just take this like so. Just move my contacts, now I'm blind. Ooh, that was fun for all you people that can't stand when people touch their eyeball. Okay, so that's one eye, right? Boom. See how much brighter it is underneath here? And it's still drying because it is an oil base. I'm going to leave it be. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. We're going to do a V right into my hairline. You see, like a lot of time people don't think to go all the way up into here, but you know, you kind of want to get the height in your cheekbone so that your natural contour of your face, without chiseling the crap out of it with bronzer, happens. So that's why I like to go into here, because it brightens the whole area and it makes it a lot easier once you start applying the bronzer to find kind of where it needs to land, right underneath there, which we will be getting to very soon. See, I have to be careful with this bulb on my eyebrows because this stupid crayon will budge on me. I have yet to find, even in Sephora, a good micro pencil that kind of holds true. And I did try the Wonder Brow or whatever. That stuff is disgusting. Biggest waste of money. This has been the best one from a shaping perspective for me. So you can see, like, I look a little funny right now that I'm like just kind of whoop, light in the eyes, but it is a complete difference from my before and after. I have a whole bunch of crap left over on my finger, so I need something to wipe it on. Anyway, let's see what's next here. Okay, so eyes are done. I don't like to wear a full face of makeup. I also have talked about in the past how I do have cystic acne. So when I use any foundation, what I actually do is I use something with a little salicylic acid in it. I happen to be darker around my lip area and my chin mainly because this is where I have gotten cystic acne, so I do have a little bit of residual darkness from all of that, and I'm just kind of sensitive about it. I feel like every woman has something that they're insecure about. My under eye circles and this area right here is definitely darker, so I take I use Almay Clear Complexion. Honestly, there's medicine in it, there's salicylic acid. It's going to prevent a breakout for me, and what I do is I just take a little bit here And again, I don't want a full face for every day. My cheeks look good. Now for you girls that like a full coverage, I mean, that's completely fine too. It's just not my thing. I don't, and plus my skin, I've been taking such good care of my skin. I don't need it. All the anti-acne stuff I use. I mean, this is a close-up of my face. I mean, it's in pretty good shape. But if you're going to do a full face, what I recommend is if you put on SPF before you do your makeup. You can use, I would just use a sheer foundation for a little bit of coverage. Something cheap that I love is L'Oreal True Match. I always have for you ladies with a little bit more mature skin. Something cheap would be the L'Oreal Visilift is another really great brand. And you just do one coat and just kind of buff it out. Your forehead, you always do in your cheeks. I wouldn't go over your eyes where you did your concealer because you want to leave this light. So that's it. So now my face coverage is done. Now we're going to go in with our bronzer because we need a little bit of, color and height in the cheekbone. So I always really tap it out. I'm going to use a BH Cosmetics right now bronzer. I'm so dark that I need like a heavy pigment right now. Usually I honestly love Physicians Formula Butter Bronze. It smells so good. But it's not dark enough for me right now. So I tap out a lot. And I'm just gonna kind of brush it in to my cheekbone. And I always do the perimeter of my face in here. Boom. Okay, and then I tap it over my lid so everything looks natural and matches. Neckline, have you noticed I have not put this brush back in the bronzer? Because I want to keep it light and airy and I don't want to look chiseled. I'm gonna tap it into my concealer a little bit just so that it blends out. Okay, boom, done with my bronzer. Then I'm gonna take my like holy 1980s Maybelline brush because I use the best on my clients, but for me, don't really care. So I'm just gonna take a little blush here and smile, the apples. Boop, done, got a little color, see the difference? And then same thing in here, and then again, over the eyelids so that everything matches and it's nice and natural. Let me do a little buffing into my neck. Done. And then last but not least, I take my mascara, which I'm loving this Lash Paint by Tarte right now. And I just do one quick coat. And I would say that this is the best for an everyday look in the office, running around doing errands, whatever. Nice, simple. I don't look overmade. My skin looks even. I finish it off with my favorite lip treatment right now, which I posted about. It's Hanley. I love the tone Rose because it's summery. And this is my natural lip. And then just watch, just like a little pop of color. Super natural. And it's a treatment, so it keeps my lips super hydrated. And that's it, guys. Right? What did I do? 13 minutes? And that's because I was talking. Usually I do it in the car with the kids. Maybe 8 minutes max. And plus I'm master brow sculptor now, so I can like punch that out in seconds. But this is it. This is what I think an everyday look should look like. If you like, again, a little bit heavier of a coverage, you can do that too. I mean, you can add in a full face of foundation. I don't like highlighters during the day. I feel like highlighters are more of a glam everyday look. It kind of gives you a little bit more of that plasticky perfect look. So not for me, but for other people, totally. I mean, you can throw a little bit of highlighter into the cheekbones right here. But I don't even need it because of my concealer that I V'd up into here. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. And if you guys want me to do the dress look next, shout in comments and I'll do it, man. All right. Hope that my hangover goes away. Bye, guys.